Hello, and welcome to your Soul Awareness, a metaphysical journey of reconnecting with your body, mind, and spirit. My name is Margi Lantos, and I will be your host for this hour. Today, we have a very wonderful special guest with us, which I'm really excited about introducing to you today. Her name is Sonia Miller. She's a life coach and founder of Success for the Soul, which is a virtual resource center designed to help people create the personal changes that lead to success, healing, and transformation. Her work was born out of her deep compassion for seeing people overcome the obstacles that can arise when pursuing one's dream, which we have quite a few of along the way. Sonia's approach uniquely blends the metaphysical principles that are the basis of all success with concrete tools for personal achievement. Her book, The Attraction Distraction: Why the Law of Attraction Isn't Working for You and How to Get Results, hit #1 on the metaphysical books on Amazon.com. How exciting. She has appeared as a feature expert in Body and Brain magazine, Figure magazine, Law of Attraction talk radio, and many other media outlets. Boy, I'm telling you, my talking today is I think I need to recreate my dreams for talking clearly today. Welcome, Sonia. It's a pleasure having you here with us. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
You know, I have to say that you've been on my list for a couple of years, and I'm one of those type of people, being intuitive, that I allow myself to be led. So I just kind of trust the process of, you know, when I have people in the back of my mind, you know, okay, my beautiful angels, my guides, when do I get to interview this person? When do they get to come up? And for whatever reason, it seems that it had been timed perfectly, because there is such a, how do I put it? It seems like this last year, the energies have been fluctuating on an up mode of people trying to figure out what they want to do and getting clarity. And have you noticed that the energies in this time frame seem to be more on an outlook of now what's going on with us and where do we need to go, which is the perfect timing for the law of attraction.
Right.
So can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yes, I find that it feels like on a planetary level. I mean, I know that there are many intuitives and psychics out there who are talking about the changes happening on a planetary level. I certainly know that the response to the work I've been doing, the articles, the phone calls I get, both on an individual level, people are going through a lot of change, and it's not necessarily comfortable. So it's a combination of trying to process the challenges and move beyond the, you know, what people are hearing in the news and the media, and on a global level, on a socioeconomic level, as well as on an individual level around goals and dreams and aspirations, really being more connected to purpose. You know, really like, what am I here for, and how can I make the most of this precious life? So I'm definitely feeling kind of an acceleration or a
there's
magnification.
a different shift going on with people starting to look more inward and trying to find which, you know, direction they need to move to. And one of the things that I'd like to talk about when we touch upon the law of attraction, first I just want to go over really quickly, you know, how you got started, but eventually I want to tap into, so it gives people an idea of what the program is geared a little bit more towards, is how to find your own inner happiness so that you can attract your external sense of your desires. And, you know, because we all have, you know, being human, we have little cravings for, you know, a different house, or, you know, a different job, or, you know, something that, you know, it seems a little more tantalizing. So it's perfectly fine. You know, I don't want to just distort people from thinking that they can't have something material. It's just that the desire has to come from a different place in order for us to attract it. So I can't wait to touch upon that. What I would like to do, though, is I'd like to ask you, when did you create the Success for the Soul, and why?
Well, the Success for the Soul really started in 1997. And I'd been working in personal growth and self-actualization, and, you know, got a lot of training and practiced a lot of things, you know, from books and groups and support groups and therapy and you name it. You know, I'd been on my own personal journey. And I'd been working, volunteering actually, with a self-actualization group of women, a volunteer organization where very organically I was being pursued. You know, women were calling me up to set up appointments for coaching and support through our get-togethers and then one-on-one. And so you know, I'd gotten traditional training as a social worker and a counselor, but I knew I wanted to go kind of the non-traditional route for supporting people, something that blended personal growth, but also something that was results-oriented as well. And so it was kind of a culmination of all of my training, and it was the way I could kind of umbrella all of the different eclectic, skills and experience that I had under one roof, which is Success for the Soul.
So then you combined yourself from being a life coach that includes these metaphysical aspects? Because I've noticed that in the past, life coaches tend to have, everybody has a certain format. Mm-hmm. And I got to experience a little bit of what you do this past week, which did actually blend in some of those, esoteric metaphysical aspects of tools and techniques mm-hmm. that you've learned from the past. What do you feel makes it different for you from others that work as life coaches?
Right. I like to describe what I work as a blend of motivational and metaphysical. So it's the inner work, which is really about aligning our authentic self, our energy, our emotions, our thoughts, our whole inner being with the purposeful action that we have to take to move forward and have things actually show up in our lives, manifest in concrete sorts of ways.
So then, as you found this blending, have people acknowledged how it's worked for them?
Yes, very much so. As a matter of fact, I never even advertised my work. It was, for years and years, it was just word of mouth. And I started integrating energy healing, for example, back in 1996, because in my own journey, I'd done a lot of the concrete motivational work. You set your goals, you set up strategies and plans. But I also knew that there were times that I just felt stuck. And no matter how much I talked about it, journaled about it, got support about it, things wouldn't change. And then I found my way to energy healing, and I started to see results that before were just not possible. And that's when I thought, even beyond my blend of curiosity and cynicism, I think there's something to this. So when I started to integrate that in my practice in '97, I was a little nervous about it because I'm like, how's this going to be received, But people would just tell their friends, and it would just spread that way. And I would say 75% of my clients were integrating energy healing in the coaching that we were doing because it was helping them beyond where they were getting stuck. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's amazing how in today's world, people are really starting to shift in their own thoughts of what used to be to what is not only today, but what will be, which means that they're finding different ways of working, of making things work, and they're also recognizing that many of the old ways aren't working anymore.
Right.
So we're craving mm-hmm. for something different that could work mm-hmm. and that would work for us, and so we tend to be more open, mm-hmm. and therefore you'll find more people that are attracted to your work because it's a blending of something that is different and not part of the specific old ways of, just continuously think about it.
Right.
And then we wonder why it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what is it really about thinking, or do we need to combine the energies of feeling, which is something that's becoming more prominent today? Right. We're recognizing it's not about just your thoughts creating, it's about your thoughts plus your feelings mm-hmm. creating. Yeah. So then in your, as I was reading in the information on your website, you talked about your own experiences. And of course, as teachers and guides and coaches, we always experience our own to bring into what we're going to do in our work. So do you want to tell us a little bit about your experiences for manifesting your dreams?
Yes, I'd be happy to. I think I should probably start by saying that, since I was young, I had this little flame inside, a yearning, and I feel like everybody has that. Everyone has hopes and dreams, whether or not they give themselves permission to want what they want. That's might be a different subject, but for me, I knew that I had, these wantings, and so after I got out of college, and I did all of the good girl stuff that I was supposed to do, get the business degree and get a financially secure job, I knew that I